Insomniac was not playing around. In 2018, they released the critically acclaimed Marvel Spider-Man, and in 2020 they released a smaller but a direct continuation in Miles Morales. Both phenomenal games, but the PlayStation fanbase was in full anticipation for the return of Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man 2. We did not disappoint either. We made Marvel Spider-Man 2 the fastest selling PlayStation Studios game in history. Developer Insomniac Games deserve all the praise and admiration that they have coming their way because they blew everyone away. When it came to the Game of the Year discussion, people asked before Spider-Man 2 came out, what more can Insomniac do to the gameplay? Like I said, Insomniac was not playing around, and Spider-Man 2 is officially my Game of the Year. Hi guys, my name is Peter, aka King Exodus, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing Marvel Spider-Man 2. And just to remind you, I do scale from a 1 to a 10, with 1 being horrible and 10 being an all-time classic. I will try my best to be light on spoilers, so you're being warned now. So let's swing into this intro and let's go save New York with our Spidey friends. Being the third outing for Spider-Man by Insomniac, I thought there was no way to take being Spider-Man to the next level. But they found a way to do just that. Set 10 months after Miles Morales, we get the return of our Spidey friends, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, both donning the mantle of Spider-Man as a simultaneous main character in a mentor and student dynamic. Each individual has their own story to tell in this game, but they work in tandem through most of the game's missions. In my opinion, that's what this game does perfectly. The story of each Spider-Man is told separately but together at the same time. For example, Miles' story is a story of redemption and revenge, which turns into forgiveness and doing the right thing, while at the same time Peter's story is overcoming the pressure of being Spider-Man and being the best version of himself for his loved ones, including Harry Osborn, MJ, and Miles. All these story threads lead to an iconic battle that proves that every superhero could actually be doing a great job but have a momentary lapse in judgment, and Miles is a perfect future for New York. And the game doesn't even end at that point. I know I'm being very coy about my wording, but I don't want to spoil anything. This is stuff for y'all to experience. I will say that they don't hit as hard as the Aunt May passing in Peter's arm moment from the original Spider-Man, but I don't think a story needs to make you cry to have an immediate impact. Of course, we all know Kraven and Venom are the big bads in this game. Those aren't the only villains we face off with in this game, and every boss is awesome. None leave you wanting more. The story that unfolds for Peter and Venom is the best it's been done in media in some time. With the non-existent Eddie Brock in this Spider-Man adaptation, they take some unexpected turns in the story of this symbiotic alien, and I liked all of it. The only thing I'll spoil is a playable mission with Venom where you learn of his motivations and you just wreck stuff left and right. And that gets me excited for a Venom title down the road by Insomniac. The classic combat from the original and Miles Morales returns with all the gadgets and web attacks that we had then. Incorporated newly to combat is a parry system for attacks that get a little difficult to avoid. Also now we have special ability wheels that both Peter and Miles can utilize. In Miles' special ability wheels, he has his electrical venom powers, and in Peter's has the spider legs and the symbiote attacks. Which, by the way, after the game, you actually get to keep the symbiote powers. So don't worry about losing those abilities after Peter loses the black suit. Stealth combat also had an overhaul and feels like they took the limitations and learned from them. At one point during the game, you get a webline ability. So now you can make paths, get on top of enemies, and just pick apart rooms of enemies. In the last game, you had to wait for opponents to get under your vantage point, and that took a few minutes and kind of stalled gameplay. And so this added ability of the webline did kind of speed up the process sometimes. Traversal also got an upgrade. In Spider-Man 2, to help fly across a huge city of New York, you get some web wings in which you can glide. And if you lose some speed, there's some wind tunnels across New York that you can glide from point A to point B. The way to grow these abilities are in a skill tree for each Spider-Man. There's 3 different skill trees, one for Peter, one for Miles, and one for both Spider-Mans. That's for moves and traversal that they both use. These are unlocked by skill points you get as you level up through missions and side quests. This game does a great job of keeping each Spider-Man similar, but also different, so you have a reason to use each Spider-Man. There's also skill trees for each gadget that Spider-Man uses and suit abilities that basically build Spider-Man's health and focus. These are upgraded by token and tech pieces from around the city and from the activities you accomplish during your playthrough. In a new New York, you get an expanded map that added areas from Miles Morales like Brooklyn and Harlem. You have a vast amount of side quests like the Mysterium challenges and the Prowler stashes, and collectibles like the Spider-Bot and Marco's Memories. The best part is every side quest and collectible has some kind of story thread that can be followed up on in a DLC package or maybe a third Spider-Man title. You also get a return of some of those MJ missions, and those don't feel out of place either like in the first game, but they're still not super fun. I know they get a little bit better towards the end of the game, but that's at the end of the game though. This game, from all the subtle reveals and Easter eggs across the city, this just feels like a love letter to all Spider-Man fans from Insomniac. With the mid and post-credit scenes, I do see some sort of trilogy game coming in the future, and I wouldn't be opposed to that. This game looks amazing and environments look full and lively. Even the suits look so detailed, and there's a lot of suits to choose from. I think on a technical aspect, this is a gem and a barometer for future PS5 games, and at some points, I felt like I was watching an animated film, and that's awesome for the future of gaming. What can I say? I love Spider-Man 2. From everything from the story, the side quests, the combat, and the swinging. I love this game so much, I already got the Platinum trophy for this game. Not that it's super difficult, but since I've been a little bit more consistent with videos, it gets a little difficult to get Platinums here and there, but this one is one I could not put down. I am more excited, to say the least, for a Miles 2 or a Spider-Man 3 down the road. There is also some post-launch support to come to the game, so it could even be better in the future. Insomniac, I tip my hat off to y'all. Time to score Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think this game is almost perfect, so I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Do you plan on playing Spider-Man 2? And if you have, let me know what you thought of my score down in the comments down below. And if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more gaming content like my review on Detective Pikachu Returns, which should be right here, or whatever YouTube thinks you might like from my channel, which should be right here. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, your boy King Exodus is out.